The Yorkville City Council has approved plans to erect a historical marker to commemorate the original location of Illinois' northern boundary, which ran through the city. The marker will also be the subject of a virtual cache that encourages people to explore places worldwide as well, city officials said. The aluminum cast marker measuring 44 inches by 55 inches will be attached to an 8-foot aluminum pole. The plans are to have it installed in July or August. Alice Fellers of Crystal Lake contacted the Yorkville Parks and Recreation Department with a proposal to install a state marker in Town Square, a 2-acre park off of Route 47 in Yorkville. Fellers said she was doing research to find a project for the Illinois Bicentennial Observance when she realized an original marker on Route 34 between Plano and Sandwich was missing. Fellers said she initially approached the Illinois State Historical Society that authorizes historical markers with the idea. Illinois' 200th birthday is Dec. 3, 2018. Illinois' northern boundary originally was a line running east-west along the southern border of Lake Michigan at about 41 degrees, 38 minutes north latitude. Town Square falls within that latitude, according to Fellers. She said the original Illinois boundary would have given Wisconsin the area that became Chicago. Illinois would have been very different, Fellers told the Beacon News. People had the foresight that it was important for Illinois to have the waterway access to the other states. The historical marker will explain how Nathaniel Pope, an Illinois delegate in Congress from the Illinois Territory, introduced an amendment to designate the northern boundary farther north, at 42 degrees 30 minutes latitude. Pope's measure passed April 18, 1818. A draft description of the marker explains that Illinois gained 14 counties covering 8,500 square miles, and the land for such future cities as Chicago and Rockford. Fellers, a history aficionado, did a project in observance of Crystal Lake's centennial in 2014. Her work for that led her to being awarded an opportunity along with some 4,000 others worldwide to create what's called virtual cache, a type of geocache where people gather information at the cache site rather than search for a hidden treasure. Fellers said the virtual cache encourages people to explore beautiful places as in a national park or a place of historical significance. She plans to create a virtual cache for Yorkville's historical marker. I thought the story of Illinois' original boundary line was fascinating, Fellers said. The story ties perfectly into Illinois' bicentennial and is a great tie into the virtual geocache opportunity, given the subject is directly related to location and latitude positioning. The idea is to get people outdoors and explore places they might not have considered visiting. These are all over the world, she said. She said coordinates will take people to the Yorkville site. People who seek out historical markers will stop by. It will bring visitors from other places, she said. Fellers said she discovered that a historical marker about Illinois' original boundary was installed along Route 34 between Plano and Sandwich about 53 years ago. For some reason it was missing. My focus was getting the story told again, and the perfect way was through a historical marker during Illinois' bicentennial observance, she said. Fellers said she drove the mile-wide band across Illinois that runs parallel to the southern tip of Lake Michigan where the boundary would have been. I wanted to have the marker placed within a park in a town that is easily accessible and where the grounds are maintained, she said. I started looking at different towns when I came across the site in Yorkville. It's important to have the marker in a town where it will be looked after and where the town has pride in ownership of it, she said. She said the historical marker will also feature a map to provide a visual perspective of the two boundary lines. Yorkville Park officials had suggested placing the marker at the Van Emmon Activity Center. However, ALD, Carlo Colosimo and others including Mayor Gary Galinsky, said they preferred Town Square, where the city hosts events and observances. The park also has an American Legion perpetual flame that recognizes the service of veterans. It'll be a good addition to town square, the mayor said. Fellers is donating the $3,400 cost for the marker and pole. The city will be responsible for maintaining it. She said town square was her original request for a spot for the marker. I was in Yorkville looking at the different areas. Town square seemed like the perfect place, she said. There's the beautiful gazebo, it's off of Route 47 and readily accessible to the public. I am pleased that they have decided on town square. Linda Girardi is a freelance reporter for the Beacon News.